What up, YouTube world? What got in here today, man? We're gonna talk about some fitness stuff. Wait till a few more people get in here, man. Double tap that screen, double tap that screen. Let's get that like up, man. What y'all want to talk about today? Anybody had a good 4th of July weekend? Let me know. We're gonna talk about fitness today, man. If you don't want to better your life, you don't want to get in better shape, keep it moving, man. I'm trying to help people uh, get in the best shape of their life, man. You might be a 90-year-old grandma that wants to get in the best shape of your life. It ain't too late. I got you. Don't even worry about it. You might be anybody, you know. You might be a person in a wheelchair that wants to get the biggest biceps they've ever had and be super shredded in a wheelchair. Hey, I'm here for you. I'm here for everybody. You know what I mean? My bad. But yeah, I'm here for everybody and anybody, man. Anybody around the world, you want to get in the best shape, which is gonna also help with that mental clarity. That's what I do it for. A lot of people, you know, associate fitness with like jocks or conceited people or like people that are just like into themselves. But in this world, man, you have to be a little bit into yourself before you can pour into others, if that makes sense. You can't help other people until you help yourself. So, you know, and I wish whenever I first started working out that I had uh, a guru or somebody that's already been working out. I wish that they would have been able to help me with my questions. So this is kind of like a Q&A. I'm gonna put a Q&A up on the screen. What's going on, Columbia? Next door, Gabby, what's up? What's up? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Yeah, man. Let's talk about some fitness stuff. Any questions? I'll take any questions. A little Q&A. I'll let you guys engage with me, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, hang on one second. I'm trying to get my notes pulled up here. Not that I really need notes, but it does help. Okay. Oh, what's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing? What up, bro? Chris Ward. Chris Ward. What's up, man? How you doing, bro? So, like I said, whenever I first got into fitness, one of my buddies invited me to go with him, and I was terrified. I had no idea. I walked in. It seemed like the scariest place in the world because everybody else is already in shape. Everybody else has been going. Because when you get a little taste of this healthier lifestyle and this fitness lifestyle, it it's like it's addicting. It's almost like you get a natural high, you get a natural like buzz. So, um, but before you get that hook, before you get hooked, it's you're scared, you know. You walk in, you hear the weights clank, clank, clank. You just look over. People are looking at you because you're new. They're trying to figure out what's going on, and it can be very intimidating, especially if you don't have somebody to go with. Because the people who I ended up going to the gym with the very first time, they talked me into getting a gym membership. Come on, bro, let's get in shape. Blah blah blah. I was like, all right, cool. I signed up for the gym membership. And then they stopped going. Every day they had an excuse. Oh, I gotta go get my grandma. Oh, my ankle hurts. Oh, you know, this, and that. And so it was just terrifying. So, you know, just to go in there, I was like, well, I already paid for my gym membership. I gotta go. And I remember walking up to machines and not knowing how to use them, doing them wrong. People probably laughing. Just all that, you know, all the jitters and all the anxiety just flooding in you at once. And I think that's one of the main reason why a lot of people stop going to the gym. Uh, I feel like they have all the best intentions in the world, and then all of a sudden, boom, you know, you get that fright, that scared, like getting to the gym is the hardest part. And then once you're in there and you're doing something, it's easy. But you know, with the right help. You know, I remember going to the gym. The gym I signed up for had workers in there, had personal trainers, and Not one of them offered to give me a hand. Not one of them offered to show me how to use a machine the correct way. Not one person. I hope you have a great day too, Phillips, Jamie Phillips. I hope you have a great day too. Thank you, thank you. Uh, if anybody's in here, if you could just double tap that screen twice, man, it would help out a lot. It would be a big favor for me. Get them likes up. Uh, and get more people in here and get this message out. Maybe we can get, a good community built up. That's what I'm basically doing this for. I want us all to kind of like help each other out and get, you know, a community of people that we can talk to, real people that have real issues and real struggles in life, and we come together and we help each other out, man. That's why I push this message on the entire world, because there's just so much hate, division right now, and that's what the enemy likes. The enemy likes to see everybody at odds with everybody. There's just so much division, from political to religion to race to this to that. It's beyond me. It's just like, why can't everybody just get along, man? I understand everybody's gonna have their cultural differences, the people are gonna have their beliefs, but come on, like, life's too short to be fighting all the time. But anyways, back to the original topic. So going to the gym, man, it was real scary. So, and I pushed through it. Luckily, I almost gave up a couple times. I remember just going and being like, seeing another guy that already had been in there, and he's like, I can barely do 75 pounds on the bench or whatever, 135 pounds on the bench, and I see another guy hitting 300 pounds, 315 pounds, just and he's looking at me like, look at this weak ass dude. But it didn't discourage me. It gave, the type of person I am, I don't get jealous of people. I don't get envious of people. What I do is I look at people that are doing better than me, and it pushes me to harder to go, to either, get on their level or surpass them. And now a lot of dudes that when I first started the gym, mocked me, I'm in way better shape than them, and it makes me feel good inside, because I'm like, yeah, you didn't expect me to keep going and keep grinding. And it took a while, man. It takes a long time. You don't just get overnight success. There's nothing overnight about getting in shape, but I do have a lot of tips and tricks to get you on the right path fast. You just got to be consistent, man. That's just what it is. It's the same thing with this YouTube stuff. If I go live every single day and give out some good advice, eventually I'll have hundreds of people in my lives. So, and then we'll be all in here. I'm going to remember these first few people that got in here and said hi. I'm going to remember this. So shout out to all my day ones. That's what we like to call them where I'm from. You my day ones. So what's up? Hang on one second. Let me see something. All right, my bad. I had to edit the audio real quick. But yeah, man, tell me where y'all from and where you're at on your journey, your fitness journey. Have you never even thought about it? Do you hate fitness? I'm down to talk to anybody about it, just to kind of, see where everybody's at. Have you thought about it, but you're too scared? Have you tried to work out and you couldn't tolerate the pain or the recovery? Or, everybody has some kind of fitness journey. Everybody took PE in high school. Did you hate that? Did it traumatize you? Did you have a PE coach that pushed you too hard or didn't push you enough? Do you enjoy just being lazy? I don't know. Like, let's talk about it. I'm going to do a Q&A thing real quick. Let me try this out, y'all. I never did one before, so. All right, that didn't work. Let's do a poll on do you think working out is pointless? Alright. So let's start the poll. Alright, now I got a poll on the screen, man. Do you think working out is pointless? Yes or no? Sounds kind of stupid, but you look like John Young, the rapper from Orlando. Nope, not John Young, but that's what's up, though. A lot of people say I look like a lot of people. That's crazy. These I was swimming the other day, and these kids come running up to me, a bunch of 17-year-olds, 16, 17-year-olds, and they're all like, "Oh, what's up, bro?" They obviously knew I wasn't, but they were like, "Oh, what's up, bro? It's Dustin Poirier. It's Dustin Poirier." They just kept on messing with me the whole time while I was swimming. And so, yeah, that was pretty. I thought that was pretty funny. Everybody was like, "Oh, look who it is! It's Dustin Poirier! It's Dustin Poirier!" I was like, "No, I'm not Dustin Poirier, but I do like Dustin Poirier. He's a really good MMA fighter that I follow, and I think he's a really good dude. I don't know if y'all seen what happened to him recently. You can look it up, but he had an issue. Basically, he got too drunk on a plane. They kicked him off, and then he was, getting into it with the security, the TSA and the cops up there at the airport, and that just goes to show you when even alcohol can hurt the best of people. So that's why I advocate against it. I tell people to stay in the gym, and even him, he works out all the time, but it's like all it takes is that one time to slip up. But yep. So, man, drop in the comments, man. What is y'all relationship with exercise, fitness, healthy lifestyle? Do you hate it? Do you think it's pointless? I see my poll says no. Everybody doesn't think it's pointless. See, the reason why I even asked that question, even though it's a rhetorical question, because I know it's not pointless. But I get into debates with dudes all the time that when I try to get people to go to the gym with me, like I could beg somebody. I'm like, bro, the gym I go to, I could bring a friend for free. And it still ain't good enough. You know what I mean? I could be like, bro, just come with me. I'll pick you up in my car. I'll show you what to do. And you can come for free. And they still won't do it. They'd rather eat fried chicken. They'd rather get drunk every day and smoke. And, and just be on me. And then they're at work and they're sitting there like about to pass out every time they have to do a little bit of work. And they got health problems all the time. They're at the doctor's office all the time. They got to get on medications for diabetes, high blood pressure, just heart problems and stuff like heart disease and all these other just things. I'm like, bro, you could easily change your life around. You could start today. You could start right now. If you've never even thought about being healthier, you could change your mind today. All you got to do is do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, if that makes sense. All you got to do, one day at a time, one day at a time, one day at a time. That's all you got to do, one day at a time. That's why I tell everybody, one day at a time, one day at a time. Like, look, even if you messed up, obviously you're not gonna get the results you want faster by messing up or cheating on yourself. You ain't cheating on nobody but yourself. What made me want to start talking about working out? Well, again, like I was just explaining, I am surrounded by unhealthy people. When you go to Walmart, if you live in the United States, go into any Walmart and let me know why I want to talk about working out. Because everybody is completely like unhealthy. And I obviously can't save the world because people are going to do what they do. People are stuck in their ways. People are going to eat what they want to eat. People are going to do what they want to do. But I just feel like, man, maybe I could help somebody. That's my biggest thing, is to try to like help somebody who wants to make a change but don't know how. They don't know where to start. They don't know uh, like where to go, like what to do, like what the very first step should be. That's how I was. Like I was explaining earlier. When I first went to the gym, I had no idea. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to use the machines. I didn't know how many reps I should do. I didn't know how many sets I should do. I didn't know anything. Absolutely zero. I didn't know what to drink or eat afterwards. I didn't know how to, how much sleep I should be getting. I didn't know, uh, you know, how to stretch. I didn't know how to do anything. Because, I mean, I played a little sport. I played sports in high school. And then as soon as I graduated, I basically stopped working out and started just grinding because, I had a rough childhood. So immediately after high school, I had to get my own place and basically grind, get it out the mud because I had no help from any family, no friends. Nobody helped me put me in the right direction. And, I did everything on my own. And so, you know, for whatever reason, I have a compassionate heart and I like to help people. That's what I do it for, man. I like helping people. Depression? I wouldn't say depression, but when you are living an unhealthy lifestyle, I'll say, I can see why a lot of people would be depressed in this day and age. Now, I believe that you can get yourself out of that by doing certain things to change your lifestyle around. Um, life's not fair, and I get it. Like, trust me. Like I said, growing up, single mother, in one of the worst areas you could possibly be in the ghetto, in the hood, uh, and with no family. My mom was adopted, and her family that adopted her didn't like her. So that should show you right there, like the type of family I had. If they didn't even like my mom, then what do they? They don't care. They don't care about her son. And so basically, had zero family. My grandpa died when I was like 8. He was the only one that actually kind of cared about me. And so, but back to your thing, depression. I do believe people can suffer from it, but I also believe that they can also change their ways. You can't expect better changes in life, because that's the thing. I feel like a lot of people are insane in this world. The definition of insanity is, you do the same thing over and over and expect different results. It's not going to happen. You have to make a change. You have to look in the mirror and have self accountability and say, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and crawl under a pillow. I'm going to keep going forward. I'm going to change things around in my life. I'm going to surround myself with better people, because most likely, if you're depressed, that means you got people in your life that are, not good for you. You're probably surrounding yourself with either some kind of bad habit, whether it be drinking, eating like crap. I don't know too many people that go to the gym basically and work out and live a healthy lifestyle that are depressed. Now, they may be, if something tragic happens in their life, obviously that's going to send anybody into some sort of a depression. If you lose a loved one, or something don't go your way, you have to change jobs, like just, your girl leaves you, your husband's cheating on you, just, there's a million things that could lead somebody into depression. So I'm not going to say that people don't suffer from that, and that I haven't ever had thoughts like that to where I was just like, why am I even doing this? But I say that to say this: there is light at the end of the tunnel, and you can get yourself out of that funk, especially if you follow my lead. I am gonna start doing a online fitness course, because I can only help so many people in person, you know, and it takes a lot of time out of my day. I already have a busy life. I have children, I have animals, I have a wife, I have, you know, all these things. And, you know, so it's hard for me to meet up with people after work or before work and get work out with them at the gym and, you know, and hold their hand the whole way. But I feel like if you hire a fitness trainer or a lifestyle coach like me, then it what it does is it holds you accountable, if that makes sense. So I could give you fitness advice all day on here. I do it to my friends all the time for free. I give them all kinds of fitness advice. I beg them to follow my advice and just to try it for a week, try it for a month, try it for a couple months, try it for 6 months. If you really want some good results, you take my advice, because they'll sit there and see me in my shirt and then be like, oh man, how'd you get there? I wish I was in shape. You know, they all like, it's like they're almost like, I hate to say it, but it's almost like they're just like envious because they don't want to put in the work. I'm like, bro, why are you hating on me when you could easily be in the same amount of shape or better shape than me if you put in the work? Now everybody's got different starting starts. Everybody starts from a different level. Some people don't only need to lose a few pounds. Some people weigh the right, you know, they're in the right weight bracket, but they're all fat and no muscle, so they need to convert their fat into muscle, which is really easy, honestly, as long as you're putting in the work and being consistent. And so my thing is I teach people stuff all the time. I give people advice all the time. And then it goes in one ear. Even though they agree with me, they'll give me a hug. They'll shed a tear on my shoulder. They'll thank me. And then they'll turn around and 2 seconds later be eating a Twinkie or something. Or they'll, you know, go sit on the couch and do nothing. And so my whole thing is with hiring a lifestyle coach, a fitness coach, a mental health coach, an overall lifestyle coach. Like I said, I'm here for anybody and everybody. I don't care if you're handicapped. I don't care if you're 100 years old or you're 18 years old and you just started. You know, I'm here for everybody that wants the change. I'm here for anybody who wants to change. Not here for people who want to talk crap or just cap or just act like they want change. I'm here for people that want to make a change in their life. Maybe they are depressed. Maybe they're not depressed, but their girl just left them. Well, you got to look in the mirror and take accountability for it. Like, why did that person leave you? Were you an asshole? Okay, let's change that. What did you do? Are you too aggressive? Are you not aggressive enough? Sometimes, you know, you got to find that balance because, especially in this day and age, there's so many different options for people online. It's nothing for, you know, that people don't hold the same values as they used to hold. You know, back in the day, you stick with somebody through the thick and thin, no matter what. If you lose your job, you don't just up and leave somebody, you know, or, you know, you hit hard times. It's like everybody wants to be with a perfect person, and there's no such thing. And see, that's the thing with social media. It hypes people up to believe that there's everybody, you have to be perfect, otherwise, you know, you're not worthy, and that's just not true. There's somebody out there for everybody. I see it all the time. And, you know, that's the thing. So, I don't know what else to say. I hope that, like I said, this YouTube stuff, man, it can reach out to some people that want my help or want my advice. I'm just a guy. I'm not famous yet. Let's knock on wood. Y'all tag this, or I'm gonna pin this and into fruition, because, you know, I've been grinding for a year. I got 5,000 subscribers, and so I feel like that's all right. You know, that's pretty good for 1 year. And the thing is, I've been all over the place. I was posting, so shout out to anybody who's still a subscriber, even though I changed my niche a couple of times. I didn't know what I want to do. I just know I want to do something for free to keep my mind busy. I like doing this stuff. One thing I won't tolerate though, because this is why I'm gonna charge. I have to charge for my coaching, because besides when I'm on here, I'll answer questions. We can do Q&A on here. I'll give little tips. But if you actually want me to be a person that calls you every day and keeps you in check and kind of keeps an eye on you and answer any questions along the way and gives you all the fitness guideline that I give you, and video chat calls, I do all that, but I have to charge for it, because of what charging people is going to do is going to keep you accountable. If you, just like anything, if you go to the gym, the fitness trainers in there aren't just going to train you for free, because you're paying for a service. Just like if you get internet in your house, you're paying for a service. Charter and AT&T and all these internet services aren't just going to come out and hook your stuff up for free. They'll give you a free week trial, see how you like it. I mean, I could do that too. Give you a free week trial. If you like it, you see it's working, then hey, go ahead and sign up. Average working out time. Let's see if depending on who you are, see, that's the thing. I'd have to know you as a specific person, but generally, I would say, let's say an hour. An hour is going to be a good amount of time for you to get anything you want. That's just it, though. It depends on the person, because to me, I could go in there and get a good workout in 45 minutes to an hour, and I'm out of there. Other people that I've seen go to the gym, or I've went to the gym with, they don't even come out of the locker room for an hour. They got to go in. They got to, and not to hate on one of my buddies, because he's one of my best friends, but it's like he's got to bring a huge duffel bag to the gym. Like he's going camping or something for a week. He got to change clothes. He's got to do this. He's got to have that on. You got to have this on. And they just procrastinate. Then they're out there, and then he's a popular person. He's a pretty cool guy, so he meets other guys that are in there. There's a lot of guys in the gym. They go there for the camaraderie too. It's not just the workout, and to each his own. If that's what, as long as they're doing something meaningful, and they go in there for the camaraderie. You meet other like-minded people. So he go in there and he'll take 30 minutes to get his stuff on. And by the time he walks out to the gym, I already did 4 exercises. Then he'll turn around and then he'll see somebody he knows and then talk to them for 15 minutes. And then he'll work out, do one set of a workout, like let's just say he did 12 reps of a bench presses. And then he'll sit up and then he'll get on the phone and sit there and look on his phone for 20 minutes. And then somebody else will walk up and start talking to him, and he'll talk to them about the weather or what's on the news or whatever for another 20 minutes. And so that's what I'm saying. But you can get in and get out in 40 minutes. And that's, that's a good enough time, because you don't want to rush too much to where you get injured, but you also don't want to sit around and waste too much time. And as you go, that's the thing with me is when I started going, I would go in there for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and then I'd be hurrying and trying to get out of there because I was so like nervous, and I was like, I would be, basically my anxiety would go through the roof, because I would, be embarrassed that I didn't know how to do the workouts everybody else was doing, or I wasn't stronger than the next guy. So I would hurry up and try to get out of there. But as I kept going and going and going, I started seeing like results. It becomes addicting. You're like, oh damn, look, I can see definition in my arms now. Okay, my bellies went down. I lost 2 sizes on my belt size. It becomes addicting. Next thing you know, I'm looking down, and it's been 3 hours I've been sitting here working out, and I'm not ready to go. I still have more exercises to do. And every day is different. Some days you go in there. The days where you don't want to go are typically it's stereotypical, but the days you don't want to go be your best workouts. What's the average workout time for athletes? Depending on what they're hitting for, it's the same thing. I've heard a lot of depends. It depends on what like level of athlete you are. If you're really trying to go pro, it's all day, every day. I know UFC fighters work out 2 or 3. I'm a UFC fan. I know they work out 2 or 3 times a day. That's their full-time job. You know, they got to train for that one fight. You know, but then if you're a football player, you know, you got the off season. You probably just work out ever so often. And hang on one second, y'all. What's it? Hold on. Let me see. Huh? Yeah. And so, like I said, man, if you're an athlete, you probably want to work out every single day. Honestly, I would. If I was like, because the more it's just like anything, man. You practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. There's no way around it. Perfect practice makes perfect, or whatever they say. I don't know what the sayings are, but like the more you train on that specific task, like you want to get stronger. It depends. Like I said, everybody has their own goals when they go to the gym. That's like a form that I usually have people fill out when I'm training them. I want to know what their goals are. I want to know what they're trying to achieve. Are you trying to be a bodybuilder? Or are you just trying to look good for your partner? Are you trying to be more active with your kids, and you're tired of sitting on the couch, and when your kids ask you to go play tag, you don't want to play with them, or they ask you to go kick the soccer ball around, you don't want to go play with them? I mean, there's so many different levels. Do you just want to? Are you getting ready for a wedding and you just want to drop a few pounds and you don't really care about really being in good shape? Which it don't make sense to me. When somebody has like a goal in mind, like say you got a wedding coming up you got to go to, they'll get in shape. They'll start going to the gym. They'll do what they got to do. They'll get that weight off and then they put it right back on. It don't make sense. Like, so yeah, I just I wish more people would stay with it. It's just like in the New Year's. When New Year's came around, my gym was so packed I had to park in the back parking lot. But now when I go, 7 months later, all those people gave up. And if only they would have had me in their corner to keep rooting them on. If anything, like I said, I'm not here to lecture anybody. I'm just a guy. I just know how much it helped me. I used to literally wake up, eat, like they say it was the weekend. A typical weekend day for me would have been wake up, go get Hardee's or McDonald's or something, eat like crap in the morning, then eat like crap for lunch. I go get Rallies or McDonald's or something or not McDonald's, but like Taco Bell, whatever, fast food for for lunch. And then I would start drinking, and then I would drink all night long. And then I would eat a whole bunch of crap at the end of the night, pizza rolls all over the place and ice cream and just all these different, stuff. I was so unhealthy. I was smoking cigarettes. I was smoking Black & Mild cigars. And I was just unhealthy and miserable. But when you're in that life, you don't even realize that you're just having fun. How many days a week should one train? It depends on that person and their goals. You tell me what your goal is, and I'll tell you. What's your goal? And where are you at right now? Like, are you 250 pounds and you want to get down to 200 pounds, so you just want to lose 50 pounds? Are you 500 pounds like Jelly Roll and you want to lose 300 pounds? Are you, you just got to let me know what, but honestly, 3 to 4 days a week is all you got to train. Not even that. Here's the thing. Once you get the ball rolling and you get that momentum going, like me, honestly, I don't even really have to work out that much just to maintain what I already have, because I already built a solid foundation. The first few years, and it takes a couple years to build that solid foundation. It's only going to take you a few months to drop weight if you want to just lose weight. You'll lose inches. You'll lose, your shirt size. You can lose weight, but to really be in a solid shape, like where you're strong and muscular and to build muscle, it takes time. That's just how it is. There's no shortcuts. Um, Even people that I know people that take steroids and stuff and go to the gym, they're not in good shape because they drink and they eat like crap, and then they don't really work out while they're there. So really it depends on how hard you're training. But I would say any average person only needs to go a few times a week because you need days to recover too. But the thing is, most people get so addicted to training that it's hard for them to even stop going. Like, you want to go every single day because it makes you feel so good mentally. It clears all the negativity out of your mind. It sets you up for a great day. Whenever you do something hard, it's like iron sharpening iron. You do something hard, and now your mind is so strong for the rest of the day because you already done put yourself through a hard workout. Now, when somebody cuts you off at a red light, you're so relaxed. You don't have all that built up anger. See, for a long time, I was a really troubled teenager. Had a lot of anger issues, and I didn't know why. Nobody told me down. Like I said, I had no family or no role models or anybody in my life to sit me down and say, "Hey, I think I understand why you're so angry all the time. I understand your father left you at a young age. I understand that you get bullied and picked on. I understand that you have no family or nobody to talk to." These are things that, a lot of young men and women have these anger issues because they have no release. It's just built up, and then you see these people like do crazy stuff, and they end up in jail or they end up in doing something. You see these viral videos of people acting crazy all the time, and that's why they don't have a release. You need some form of release, and you don't always have to just go to the gym. And that's the thing when it comes to the healthier lifestyle. You don't have to, let's say you go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week, but then on the other days, we call them working rest days, active rest days. They're called active rest days. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to go for a walk. You're going to go get some sunlight on you. You're just going to go for a walk around your town. You're going to go say hi to the neighbor, wave at the neighbor, maybe pick up a piece of trash that some asshole threw on the ground. Just help your community. Take your dogs for a walk. Go for a bike ride. I went for a bike ride the other day. Instead of working out, I instead of going to the gym, I hopped on my mountain bike and I went on a 12-mile bike ride. It took me about an hour. And so next time I'm going to try to beat that time. I really wasn't even trying, but I was just cruising around getting first day in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, I was on my bike. It was actually awesome because there was a full moon that was super bright and colorful, and then over here the sun was rising, so I got to see the moon, like a full moon, and the sunrise at the same time. It was beautiful. You couldn't even make this stuff up. But yeah, I hope that answers your question about how many days you should work out. But like I said, it gets addicting. You could tell yourself, I'm only going to go 2-3 times, but then you're like, once you start seeing those results and then you start getting compliments from people, that's a big thing too. When people start noticing, some people will notice and not even say nothing because they're haters. That's what we like to call haters. But other people will be like, "Hey man, I see, I've been seeing you staying consistent. I can see you've been going to the gym, man. You look real good." It's hard for people to do, trust me. A lot of people they'll think it in their mind, but they won't tell you you've been doing a good job. They don't tell you that they watch you and they're admiring you and they're envious of you or all these things. Nobody's going to tell you that because everybody's like too prideful is what I call it. They're prideful. They're too caught up, And here's the thing about working out and just fitness in general. You don't have to give up everything. I still eat ice cream all the time. I still eat. Once you get your metabolism working and you get your metabolism to start burning, you only got to give it up for so long until you build that foundation. That's what we're talking about, building that foundation. Once you build your foundation, it's just like anything in a relationship. You have to build a foundation of I'll talk about that in a minute, RoboCop, my bad, but I was in the middle of talking, so mess me up. But you got to build that foundation like a relationship. You build that first, when you start dating somebody, you build that first relationship, you build that foundation. How did they treat you? Did they hold the door open for you? Did they pick you up? Did you pick them up? Did they were they rude to you? Uh, did they laugh when you made a joke? Did they, you start building the trust. The trust is the number one thing in a relationship. You got to build that strong foundation. If that trust gets broken at any time, now you got a weak foundation, just like on a house. The first thing you build is your foundation, right? With the weak foundation, if you got a foundation if you're going to buy a house and you go in the basement and you look at the foundation, it's all cracked. You don't want to buy that house because it's on a weak foundation. That thing could collapse on you at any minute. And that's how it is with your body, man. You got to build a foundation, a strong core. You start burning that muscle or burning that fat, turning it into muscle, and every day you get a little stronger and it gets a little easier and a little easier and a little easier. And next thing you know, it's nothing. It's just a part of your life. It's part of your daily routine. You wake up early, and some people can't get up early. But you wake up early. You start your day off right. I like to work out in the mornings to get my workout out of the way first thing in the morning, because it's part of my routine. You can't say, "Oh well, I got FOMO of being at home," because a lot of times I do get FOMO from not being at home. When I'm at the gym during the day, and like I could be at say at the weekend. And I'm like, if I go to the gym during the day, like the whole time I'm at the gym, I'm wishing I was at home. And so like, I want to be at home. I want to be at home. But when you go first thing in the morning, that FOMO leaves because everybody's still sleeping. I get my workout in and get back home before my family even wakes up sometimes. And so like, they'll still be sleeping. I done woke up, cleaned the dishes, did the dishes. I got videos on my YouTube that talk about it, Some of my older videos where you could see I'll get up, I go to the gym, I come back home, I already did the dishes by the time, my family wakes up, house is clean, I'm in a good mood, I got some music on, everything, you just start your day off right. You take a cold shower or just get your shower in. A lot of people, they sleep in until the last minute, so they have to get up, and then they don't take a shower, and then they just, and then they go to work and they work all day, and then they come home and they're tired because they're lethargic. That's the thing about working out and stuff and just being active. You get a lot more energy. You get a lot more energy, and then so you're not as lethargic. You want to come home and do things. You want to like, hey, I'm gonna go walk my dogs instead of not walking your dogs. You want to go take take the time to go clean your car out, or just go cut the grass, or just do things. But I hope that helped on your question. What you mean about illegal in Germany movie, Citizen Vigilante? What do you mean by that? What do you mean about illegal? I don't know what that means, RoboCop. I know what you're talking about, though. I know you're talking about that movie where the dude goes around and basically is a citizen vigilante. I know exactly what you're talking about. I have not watched it. Obviously, they're trying to ban it for a reason. So, I heard it's a really good movie. I heard it's shitty quality, but the point behind it is, you're not gonna let illegal, you know what I mean, people who come into your country and try to take over it. So, I mean, I get it what the whole point of it was, but what's the minimum number of days once you train? Minimum 3. In a 7-day week, minimum 3. And like again, what are your goals? You're not telling me. What are your goals? If you could tell me what your goals are, I could get you on a better program. If you don't tell me what your goals are, then I don't know. Are you trying to put on a bunch of muscle? Are you skinny? That's what I'm saying. You could, for all I don't know you. I don't know you from the man down the street. You could be a string bean and be 100 pounds, and you want to, you just want to gain weight. Some people, it's really hard for them to gain weight. It's not always about losing weight. Some people just want to gain weight. Some people are just malnourished and they can't put on any muscle. So you would train differently than a person that's 300 pounds and they want to lose weight. But I would say average, 3. And that's for anybody. Work once a day. I mean, just think about it. Anything you do in life, if you do it once a week, are you going to get better at reading if you only read once a week? Or if you read 3 times a week, are you going to get better results? If you study for a test and you only study once a week, what do you think you're going to get score on the test? If you study every day, by the time Friday comes and you take a test, you're going to ace it, right? So it's the same thing. There's no set amount, but a minimum is 3. Minimum. And you could spread that out. You could do it Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, or, however you want to do it. If you got more, whatever your schedule allows. Everybody has different schedules. I just try to go. I don't even try to think about it. I just go as much as I can. I try to go at least once a day. If I can't make it to the gym, then I got weights at home. They're cheap enough. You can lift stuff at home. You could go outside and lift a brick above your head if you had to. I mean, you could just, like the floor. Anybody who's poor, like don't have money for gym equipment, you could literally just do push-ups at home. Set your timer and say, you know what? Tell your family, don't bother me for the next hour. I'm locking myself in this room. Find a room where you can go, a garage, outside on the patio. It don't matter if it's hot. Go outside in the heat. Don't matter if it's cold. Go outside in the cold. I mean, just whatever you got to do. Get you a pad or some kind of like mat and do push-ups. Do burpees. Do body squats. It's all stuff you could do at home, and you could get in really good shape off of home workouts. You don't have to go to the gym. If you're an introvert like me, I'm an introvert. I hate going to the gym. I've been going consistently for 5 years, but I hate going to the gym. I don't like being around all those people. I see people go into the bathroom and they don't wash their hands. I see them come out of I'll go to the locker room to change or something, and I see guys come out of the bathroom stall and they'll go straight back into the gym, dirty, not washing their hands, just people stare at you. People, give you dirty looks. People, are loud, and there's just a lot going on, and it damn near gives me an anxiety attack. But there's a lot of things you could do from home. A lot of body workouts. Just push-ups are a full upper body workout. Then you could what's called a superset. I don't know if you know what a superset is, but a superset is where you mix a couple workouts together back to back. So, like if I was going to do a superset, I would do some push-ups. If you can only do 2, do 2 push-ups and say, okay, now you're going to stand up, and you're going to do this with urgency too. And not everybody's not capable to just hop up off the ground. Sometimes I take my own agility and my mobility for granted, because I know a lot of people don't have the same, type of flexibility and stuff like I have. But if I'm just putting myself, let's just say if I was a 300-pound person, I'm going to hit a couple push-ups, as many as I can. And then I'm going to do girl push-ups where I sit on my knees and do the push-ups. And if I can only do 4 or 5, okay, I'm going to get up. And then I'm going to sit there and do squats. Anybody could do a squat. I don't care how big you are. You squat down and then you sit back up. You squat down and then you stand back up, even if you only go halfway. It's that simple. And then once you start getting more advanced, you could do a burpee. It's where you basically do a jumping jack and then you jump down and do a push-up. Hop up, do a jumping jack, jump back down, do a push-up. Those things are killer. I don't care how long you've been working out. Those things will get anybody. But, yep. So hopefully that helps answer your question. I appreciate you being in here. I appreciate everybody who's liked, commented, subscribed. Man, y'all mean the world to me. Hopefully this helps somebody. I've been on here for about an hour, and I feel like I gave some good advice. So, I'm going to go ahead and I could be making videos like this and putting it out there. For whatever reason, the lives aren't getting that much attention, but hopefully my videos do. I'm going to post the videos on my YouTube, and the way you can go back and rewatch it or pause it, or and try to remember. I'll post this live just in case you want to go back and see what I was, talking about, and hopefully it helps somebody, man. I really want to help people make a change in their lives. You know, you don't have to be, even if, like I said, there's no age restriction, there's no gender restriction, there's no race restriction, there's no room for any of that stuff in the fitness community. Like, we don't care about none of that. We don't care. Obviously we love everybody, so we want everybody to succeed, no matter who you are. Suggestions for boxers below 60 kg. Well, what you need to work on is your cardio. Honestly, boxers need cardio. That's the main thing you need. Boxers don't need to worry about being strong. You need a little bit of power. Obviously, you need some power. I really wouldn't hit my biceps too much. You want your biceps to be strong, so I would hit them. Don't get me wrong. But I wouldn't overly do it, because you don't want to have super big biceps as a boxer, because it weighs just like a UFC fighter. Do you see any of them? A lot of them don't have huge muscles. Like, they're shredded, don't get me wrong. They have the cardio like you wouldn't believe. But their muscles, like, the bigger your arms are, the harder they are to hold up. You get fatigued, your shoulders start kind of giving out on you. And so, I mean, it just depends. Like I said, I know suggestions, for a boxer. I mean, if I was you and you were actually trying to be a boxer, or you're just trying to, develop your skills to get stronger and better, I would train every day. If it was like jump rope, I would jump rope, just like you see on the movies. I mean, you just Google YouTube, go on YouTube, and find some boxers that are your size. And if I was training a boxer, I'd be having them do cardio, because that's what you're gonna do. You're in there for however many rounds. You're working on. You're more worried about skill. You're not worried about being strong and fit. But yeah. But for strength, it depends. What are you talking about? Are you talking about strength and conditioning, or are you talking about cardio? If you're talking about strength and conditioning, you're going to have to, you need powerful legs. I would hit legs all the time. Legs. Every time you don't know what to do, I don't know what body part to work out. Legs. Every time. Legs. That's going to get your testosterone pushing through your body. That's going to get, all your power's coming from your hips. So the stronger your legs are, boom. And I would work on your tricep, which is the muscle back here. They call it the back of your arms is your tricep. Work on your tricep. That's what I do a lot. I do a lot of dips. Dips work on everything. If you could see, they work all your back. They work your triceps. Dips will get you super strong. And they're hard to do, but the easier you do them. Yeah, explosive exercises, man. I would follow a couple of UFC fighters if I were you. I'd go find your favorite UFC fighter. If you don't know any, look them up. See which one you like the best. Look at the world champions and follow their routine. That's all I've ever done. When I didn't know what to do, I followed people that I listen to everybody, but I don't always take everyone's advice. I take a little bit from everybody, and then I make my own opinions, and I do what works for me. What I'll tell you to go do, you might hate doing. You might have a hurt elbow, and when you do dips, it hurts. So obviously you're not going to listen to me, because dips aren't going to work for you. And there's ways to do it. If you can't do a dip, you can put a rubber band. Like, they got these bands that you can put on the thing to help assist you. They got the Smith machines, basically, that give you assisted lift. But for explosive exercise, you want to get one of the medicine balls. I'd get a medicine ball. You can order them on Amazon. Get a medicine ball, slam it on the ground. Boom, pick it up. Slam it on the ground. That's all you're doing is picking it up. Throw it against the wall. Boom. 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 Stuff like that. You want to get one of those trap bars. It's basically where you stand in it. It's kind of like a deadlift, but you lift it up. Boom. Boom. That type of stuff. You don't want to go heavy. You don't want to go heavy on the weight. You want to you want to be explosive every time you hit an exercise. If I was doing bench, I wouldn't even put a whole bunch of weight. I would just do a medium weight, whatever's medium for you and your weight class, and whatever weight that you can do, 10 to 12 reps. And I would just crank them out. Boom, 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 boom. Because how you train is how you're gonna box. Honest. And if you know anything, if you know me, if you don't know me, I don't know if you can see this, but I got scars all. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hopefully it'll focus in, but I got scars all up and down, so I know a few things about fighting. Not so much about boxing. I did boxing in the neighborhood. Everybody would just grab a pair of boxing gloves and we would just fight random people that weren't even in our weight class. We would just, whoever would put them on, we would box. So just for fun. That's where I learned a lot of my fighting skills, just messing around in the neighborhoods. Fight club fight. Probably mean Fight Club. Yeah, something like Fight Club. Yeah, because I used to be so poor, we didn't have nothing to do in the neighborhood. We would always either ride bikes, play basketball, or fight. That was like the main three things that we did. I was explaining this in one of my videos today, how like back in my day, we would fight for fun. And you would, whether you got whooped or you whooped somebody, you guys would be cool afterwards. We would sit there and be playing basketball 5 minutes later and be on the same team and slapping high fives and stuff. And then we would end up fighting again. And then, we're asking our mom, like, hey, can he spend the night? Can this guy spend the night? Like, you guys were just out there fighting. Ah, yeah, we were fighting, but it's okay. We don't care. That's how it used to be. Nowadays, you can't do that. But yeah, man, I've been on here for about an hour. I appreciate you, Daniel, for engaging with me and everyone else. Thank you for double tapping that screen and getting those likes up. I appreciate it. I'll be back on probably maybe in a few hours. I got to go handle some business real quick. But keep a lookout. If you subscribe to my channel, you can turn on the little bell icon. So every time I go live or, anytime I post a video, it'll let you know. And if you guys are interested in signing up for my fitness program, hit me up. Like I said, you can leave a comment or something and I'll reach out to you or I'll give you my email. And then we can go from there. And hopefully, like I said, I ain't gonna charge too much, but you do gotta charge on these things because otherwise you're not gonna take me serious. Whenever you're paying somebody, you're gonna listen. That's just how the world works. If I want some business advice and I listen to people tell me some business advice, I could listen, but until I pay them for their service, then you're gonna be just like if you go to school, you gotta pay for your books and your classes. You're going to be locked in. So, like I said, y'all want to get in good shape, hit me up. Like I said, I'm not a bodybuilder, but I'm in really good shape. My girl thinks I look really good, so that's all that really matters. And, you know what I'm saying? And we get money around here, so let me know. You have a good one, too. All right, y'all. Thank you. Have a good day.